Hi guys, Jericho Reviews here, and I'm back with my Christmas/January update. I hope you all had a fantastic Christmas. I had a pretty good one, and I did get some good Doctor Who stuff. Now this is going to cover, again, what I got for Christmas, but also just stuff that I did collect during January as well, as per my normal Who buying, and I will have a distinguish between which is Christmas and which is normal buying. So let's get right into this. Starting off with a gift that I just didn't expect to get, and this is the Time of the Doctor collector set. It's always been a set that I've always wanted, but I've never just picked it up for some reason. I'm just amazed that this was like one of the last gifts I opened. The 11th Doctor figure's fantastic. I love the Capaldi sculpt, even though I think that the face was a bit odd, but it's downright the best likeness that we've got to Capaldi. The handles accessory is just my favourite accessory of all time, and it just comes with a great selection of accessories for you to display the figure as however you want. I love the packaging in the TARDIS. It's absolutely stunning. I love the way that it was based off the 11 Doctors set. And yeah, I just really am in love with this set. Next up is the only thing I really asked for Christmas, and it is the Keeper of Traken set. A very rare set now, and I managed to pick this up, or at least I was gifted it, because I think sometime in November I was just in town with my mum, and I popped into the comic shop and I was about to buy the Keeper of Traken set. I was really debating it, but she went, "Don't worry, I'll get you for Christmas," and I ended up getting it for Christmas. I think it's just a beautiful set. I finally have a Big Finish master. If I can get a focus on Jeffrey Beavers here. He has some absolutely gorgeous detail. Here we go. To have a Big Finish master is just awesome. And I think what made me appreciate this was definitely Batman March's 8th Doctor series, where he makes fantastic use of this figure. And just to basically just have a normal Big Finish master as well. It just feels like a very, very special figure. The Melkit is a fantastic accessory. It's mainly rotocast, but it's pretty much the only way they could afford to do that figure. The Master's Clock is a great accessory. It's my favourite Master TARDIS along with the Pillar, so that's really nice to own. We get the Source Manipulator Sphere, and if you watch my 13th Doctor action figure review, which was my last video, I made use of this accessory and some photos at the end. And of course we have Keeper of Traken Tom. It's a sculpt that I think is pretty okay. It's probably my least favourite figure in the set, but it's still a pretty nice variation of Tom that we have, along with a bit of a darker sonic screwdriver as well that I noticed. Source Manipulator, a fantastic accessory. I really love this set. If you manage to find this, because this is trickling to Forbidden Planets and just comic book stores, I really recommend getting this set. I love it so much. Calendars! I got the official 2019 desk calendar, which focuses on all the kind of alumni doctors. If we turn it over, we get to see what the artwork is. I really do like the An Unearthly Child Hartnell and the 7th Doctor. I did get the big version as well, which is going to stay at home. This is going to be for uni. And yeah, this is just a very nice calendar. Really do like it. The only kind of little household item that we have is this Doctor Who stoneware bowl, which I don't know when this released. I'm guessing maybe about 2015, 2016. I really like this little thing. It's got some really good depth for a bowl. I really like the police box and the TARDIS design. Unfortunately, on the back, it has that Time Lord shit that's that quirky bullshit that they put on a load of merchandise, especially around this period of the Capaldi era. But at least I can just ignore that and have the TARDIS. I usually use these bowls for like noodles. I have like a Dalek one as like a noodle bowl. So yeah, this is going to be very useful, especially in uni. And one of the last things I got for Christmas, besides the big thing at the end, we have the Betrothal of Sontar. This is a collection of the 10th Doctor's first run, basically all of his comic strips with Rose and DWM, and of course his first comic strip was with the Sontarans. This is really not something I was expecting, and I absolutely love this. As you see, we have what's inside. We have the Betrothal of Sontar, the Lodger, because that story was in DWM first. And if we turn it over, it's just a very grim, and like if you just see the artwork that's in here, it's got some absolutely very just grim and even disturbing moments. Very dark story for the Sontarans to be in. And if we go through here, we can see a bit of the Lodger. If we, that's a very the grim final image of the story. After this, it will be the Lodger, which is the 10th Doctor and Mickey. I've read the first story, which is the Sontaran one. It's very good. The Sontarans are a bit drawn in a very kind of hyper-realistic way of kind of what if they were kind of normal people. So a lot of the times in the artwork, they kind of just look like big muscular men, kind of. But yeah, it's a fantastic little release, and it really got me nostalgic for 2006, because this is really when I started to feel really Christmassy on the day, because we all remember back in 2006 when the first range Doctor Who figures and all that merchandise started coming out. We got some 10th Doctor merchandise as well. Absolutely wonderful thing to have, and it's an absolutely fantastic blast from the past, really. Starting off with the things that I got myself, we have the Revenge of the Cyberman. Absolutely one of my all-time most wanted figures, and it's just so hard to get now just for how rare it is. And it is downright, I think, in my honest opinion, the best Cyberman figure they have ever done. And I've had this opinion for a long time now, because they got what is possibly the worst Cyberman costume in the classic series and made it into this very threatening and chunky figure. And it just looks absolutely fantastic and dynamic. The best use of this, Battle Marches Season 2, Miles Taylor's The Flood, they are perfect examples of just what animation can do, just to show what this figure really is. And it's absolutely stunning, and it's very nice just to kind of recreate the scene from Dalek as well, with just the one head, since it's removable. Yeah, bloody good figure. I got this for about 12 quid because I missed out on a bid by £1, which ended up going for like 30 something quid for like the full set. So at least I got something out of that day. I already have one of these, but I did pick up another, and this is the Time Lord figure. I got this for about £12, I think, just very similar to the Cyberman, actually. And the reason I got another one is because that I really want to make some more custom figures, and I've already made a custom figure. I'll mention that a little bit more. And I really want to make another Time Lord, just to kind of go with the normal Time Lord Rassilon, and just to have maybe a different rank. So yeah, this was a nice cheap little buy, and surprising since this figure's kind of rare now. So I'm excited to finally make a custom Time Lord. And the final figures I got, not Doctor Who related, but character options. A bundle of Primeval figures. There were 2 more, but they've been destroyed to make another custom, which I will do a video of that, and that will come out soon. It's a custom I'm very, very proud of. And yeah, there were 2 more, and in that video I will explain, just what those figures were. I already do have a use for this figure, and which eventually will hopefully become a future custom. No current uses for these 2, but they will make just good background figures and such. The Deedogram strips before really got me in this nostalgic comic booky 2006-2007 mood. So I went on Forbidden Planet and I found out they had a sale on. They're getting rid of lots of Doctor Who stuff. It's still on currently at the time of making this video. And they've been selling off the IDW omnibuses for the 10th Doctor and 11th Doctor. I picked up the 2 10th Doctor ones on offer because these are the ones I was really interested in as a kid and never got down to reading. The absolute selling point of this for me was that Volume 1 includes The Forgotten, which is ironically a bit of a forgotten crossover. It's really one of the first crossovers we got as part of the new series with every Doctor, including the 10th Doctor. But the one thing about IDW, the artwork's trash, because they hired a lot of kind of new artists to comic books. I'm not a big fan of how the omnibus is kind of formatted, because the stories aren't separated with covers, so it's just kind of this big one thing. I love how the 60s era, the Heartland and the Traken era, they are in black and white, and this is a really cool bit at the moment, where we see the first Doctor just stop the spear with his cane. I love that. The 10th Doctor a bit more Jamie, 5th Doctor, Clockwork Robots, even a bit of a supposed Valiard in the story as well. And yeah, the artwork is okay. The covers are, I think, are bloody god-awful, which is a shame, because if we open it up on the first page, or at least the contents page, you have that beautiful cover, which is one of the only bits of artwork that I really, really love, with the 10th Doctor and 1st Doctor, which really captured my imagination back in the day. And I've read like the first issue, and it is that really kind of fun, quirky 2007 tone story. It's with the Sycorax and them getting a hot chocolate, the best hot chocolate in the universe. They really improve with the format of the omnibus here, with separating it with covers. It's got Martha and Donna. I really think Donna should have been on the cover of this, to be honest. And this is the story that I really got this for. It's with the Draconians, and as you just probably saw there, a bit of Alpha Centauri as well, which that's bloody amazing. So yeah, I'm really excited to kind of read through these when I get back to uni. I just kind of really enjoy that nostalgia And here we are at the final item of the video. This is kind of the big major item that I just did not expect to get. This was gifted to me by my best mate who I've known since I was 4, and he knows me extremely well and what my most wanted Doctor Who item is. And my most wanted Doctor Who item, it's something that is so ingrained in my childhood. And he was teasing me, he's just like, well, I've got you something very good for Christmas. And I'm just like, well, what? And he invited me over, and it was this, a fully working in-box movie Dalek, specifically the red Dalek from Doctor Who and the Daleks, which is my favourite Dalek of all time, and this is my most wanted item. I absolutely was gobsmacked, especially still in the packaging. Of course it's been used, but it's never been turned on with the remote. I had batteries in it, and the packaging is in, I think, beautiful condition, especially because barely any packaging of this exists, and we see that fantastic, absolutely beautiful artwork, and it's just this stunning piece of work, this very nice little bio. I love the rendition of Peter Cushing, and then we see the prototypes as well, where it's the black Dalek doesn't have any silver balls on him. It's absolutely stunning. Let's take a look at the Dalek outside of its packaging. And here we have Doris herself. Oh, it's just so gorgeous. The shine on this. I'm just in love with this. It's just absolutely one of my favourite items that I own. The claw is, I think, just fascinating. That's what really captured my imagination with these movies as a kid, the fact that they had a claw instead of a plunger for most part. The Dalek itself, the remote control aspect, works pretty well, actually. The only problem I kind of have with it is kind of the lights, because the head doesn't go fully all the way that way. So the connector for the lights doesn't really reach, but when it hits that part, when it's moving, the eye stalk and the head will move. And when it hits that part sideways, the lights will flash, and we'll give like a little demonstration of that as well. The condition of it, I think, is absolutely beautiful. Not a single scuff or a mark on the red Dalek itself. I already own, if you already know from like my previous videos, I got like this at a convention. I got this at a convention, which I got for £1. We got that of Vworp in November. Oh god, it was September, wasn't it? Which doesn't have an eye stalk. So I do have 2 movie Daleks. And I didn't break that myself. I already got it like that. So don't like hammer at me in the comments. And yeah, I just absolutely am in love with this. And here we have a little demonstration of the Dalek. It's kind of very hard to kind of manoeuvre, especially because I'm not at it face on. You really have to get the infrared dead on in the centre for where the little seat on the back, the red light, that's what's picking everything up. And if we... As you see, that's what triggers the lights as it hits the side there. I love how the eye stalk droops down as well. That's something from the Dalek Mania little documentary from the 90s, when the kids go into the cinema and they see the Dalek prop and it's got the eye stalk drooping down. I'd see, this is how much of a fanboy I absolutely am for these Daleks. The most beautiful Daleks in all of Doctor Who. I believe that bit of dialogue is just before the blue Dalek gets shoved down the lift. I'm pretty sure that's a red Dalek bit of dialogue. That bit of dialogue, I think, is on the black Dalek. I think it's just repeating now. Yeah, it's just repeating now. It's just absolutely this fantastic. As you can see, it doesn't hit that connector, but I'm really not too bothered. I do not want to fiddle about with it because these heads break all the time. So this is kind of a thing that's just kind of staying in the box because it's just so beautiful. We just have a little bit of a movement there. It does teeter off to the side, which I have just had. It's just a thing with these Daleks. I'm just having so much fun right now. It's kind of pathetic how much fun I'm having. I love remote control Dalek, and to have a movie Dalek, it's absolutely beautiful. Thank you guys very much for watching my Christmas 2018/January 2019 collection update video. It was a lot of fun to make, and I really hope that you got all the Who presents that you wanted and had a fantastic Christmas. Down in the comment section below, please do tell me what you got for Christmas, as I'd really love to hear that. And be sure to check out my previous video, which was my 13th Doctor action figure review. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.